In this video, I'm going to show you some of the most common errors that occur when using Automate POD. Now, this first one I'm showing you is circled there, and it's a square with a question mark in it. And this is what happens when you try to insert a character of text into a font family that doesn't support it. Now, it looks like in this screenshot, they're just trying to use an apostrophe, so it's interesting that the apostrophe is not supported. However, it's probably a curved apostrophe, not a straight apostrophe. Now, the curved ones tend to get created when you're using, let's say, Microsoft Word. And it's not that there's anything wrong with curved apostrophes, but every font family does not support every character of text. And more commonly, you'll find support for straight apostrophes than you will for curved. So in this case, it can be fixed by just deleting that square and then typing on your keyboard apostrophe. Because if you're not in Microsoft Word, chances are it's going to put the straight one and not the curved one. All right, so that's an easy resolution. It actually has nothing to do with Automate POD. And by the way, it doesn't only apply to apostrophes. It can apply to any character of text. It all depends on the font family and what they support. The next one, are you running Automate POD and seeing your files named undefined? If you see this, there's probably an issue with your CSV, and your CSV file where you put your variables and your file names. So we'll circle back to this in a second, and I'll show you how to fix it. All right, next, I wanted to show you the proper way of inserting your var1s. Now, just a reminder, I know you guys already know this, but all uppercase, VAR1, all uppercase, all one word, typically all on one line, right? Now, this leads me to the next one. What if the word is too big? Well, unfortunately right now, I don't know of any way to dynamically resize text so that it stays on one line, in Photopea or Canva. So unfortunately, that's not something that we support. My one recommendation is check out the font family League Gothic. Okay, League Gothic. For me, it's a nice bold font that is very thin. So it allows you to put a lot of characters of text on one line. And you typically don't run into the text wrapping that you see here in this example. All right, just another quick reminder. If you try to go to photopea.com and run Automate POD, it should hit you with this pop-up. And when you click OK, it should redirect you to automatepod.com/Photopea. This is required in order to run Automate POD with Photopea, which, by the way, Photopea runs faster than Canva. So if you are not familiar with either, I would favor Photopea. By the way, it's completely free as well, so check it out. All right, next, this is just a best practice. This isn't even an error. I just want to show you guys a lot of the ways I use this to make sales, and it's going to look so simple that it's going to look ridiculous. But you can literally just go grab a nice looking graphic like a sunset, put it in the background, and then overlay text on top. Now, notice how I overlaid my text. I added a little border there. I matched the color red. I try to make it look nice, but you really don't need to get crazy here. You know what I mean? Like, you could use this design and just upload a list of names. Ryan, Sam, Bob, whatever. And it'll just download a bunch of designs and upload those to Amazon. And believe it or not, you will make sales. I don't understand why people buy this stuff, but there's like hundreds of millions of people that shop on Amazon.com. So there's something for everybody, all right? But also, don't forget, with Photopea, you want to set your backgrounds transparent. So make sure you turn off your background layers and then run Automate POD. That way, when you download them, they will download as transparent. Don't forget that last step. It's not like Canva where you check a box and then it knows to do it as transparent. In Photopea, it does not work that way. So you just have to remember to turn off your background layers. All right, and circling back to earlier where you might have like undefined as your file names, don't forget your CSV headers matter, okay? Now you can have multiple columns of variables. Like in this one, you only have one column of variables, and notice the header. When I say header, I mean the first row. It says VAR1, and then in column B, it says file name. Those are the CSV headers. Those must be intact. So if you want to add a second row of variables, just insert a column between column A and column B. So column B will become C. Column B, you'll put the header VAR2. And then in your corresponding design, you'll have a text layer that says var1. You'll have a text layer that says var2. And the app will do its magic and insert your values into both, corresponding with the headers here. But make sure that your file, like if we're trying to fix the error I showed you earlier with the undefined file names, well, make sure that you have a file name header, and underneath there, you have proper values corresponding to what your file names, what you want them to be named. All right, guys. And if you still have any issues, you can obviously email us support@automatepod.com. We'll be happy to get back to you.